sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Let's go on to number 3 in my series of me versus me. Who's going to show up at that sales call? Who's going to show up at the customer meeting? Who is going to be the person that is present? Is it weak Walker McKay? Is it the one that wants everybody to like me? Or is it one that comes from a stronger place that says, I don't give a damn if people like me or not. Don't take me too literally. I don't want to be an ass all the time, right? Who shows up in the sales call? What's the problem? And what I'm talking about here is a need for approval. How much does it matter to you what other people think about you? So I don't want us to be a sociopath, right? Where we really don't give a shit what anybody thinks and we don't mind harming people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having enough self-confidence to not worry about what somebody across the table from you thinks about you. It gets down to the argument in my mind of being nice versus being kind. And this is a turn of phrase. I never really thought about it before. I heard somebody talk about it in a podcast about 2 years ago, and I was like, wow, that's good shit. And so I did some more research for this, and let me read you some things that describe people who are nice, right? People are nice, have a high need for approval. They want people to like them. They are people pleasing in order to curry favor from somebody else, right? They do things, they're nice in hopes that somebody will do something for them. Almost by definition, they're non-confrontational, right? They don't want to rock the boat. So the problem with that is, right, you can't trust people who are just nice because they won't tell you the damn truth. I think about this, and one of the great differences between, say, nice and kind, a good example, and I think it's good for customer service, right, to be nice. So think about Chick-fil-A, right? Greatest customer service in restaurants in the history of the world or something, right? And every time they do something for you, give your order, they say, my pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure. That's nice, right? Nice takes little to no effort, right? My pleasure is what they're told to do. That's an easy thing. Kind, however, might be if you order something there and the person pulls you aside and says, hey, don't order that. Our machine's been down and those things don't taste very good today. That's kind, right? Nice is my pleasure. Kind is, hey, come here, right? Kind is you're letting somebody else in. Kind is you're willing to give a little bit to somebody else. My pleasure, it's a fine sentiment, but that's just being nice. Oftentimes, need for approval is rooted in inadequacy, right? We don't think we're good enough. The example I read today was we're willing to set ourselves on fire to keep somebody else warm. We don't have boundaries if you're just nice. Think about need for approval. You want people to like you. I heard a story. One of my prospects was talking about the great customer service they give. And they have they had a guy that had never let them in the door, or maybe had let them quote on some things, but had never gotten business. And somehow, I don't know how this all played out, but at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, this guy, the prospect, calls the sales guy, I guess, and says, hey, man, I need your help. So first of all, the sales guy answers his phone at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, which is freaking stupid for most of us. But answers, and it was this person, this prospect that never would buy from him, called and said, man, I ran out of gas. I'm about 2 miles from your house. Can you help me? So he jumps in his car, gets a gas can, goes over, gets 2 gallons of gas, puts it in the guy's car, and he drives on. And the guy, the prospect who got gas in his car goes, I guess I'll have to let you bid on the next couple of things. And guess how much of that business he got? 0. Zero, right? Why in the hell? What in the hell, right? Nice people get abused. They get taken advantage of. So it's the strangest thing, right? Is this thing we're trying to curry favor. We're trying to do the right thing. But ultimately, it comes from a place of weakness and neediness. And that never helps you in sales. Never helps you in sales. People will take advantage of that, especially today, right? In this time where it is cutthroat all around. Now, let's flip this over to what does kind mean? Kind means you don't care what somebody else thinks about you, right? You do something for someone with zero expectation in return, right? Give another example, right? You do something for somebody because you want to do that and because that is a gift that you give to somebody else, but you expect nothing in return. You're not doing it to curry favor, right? It is you with empathy to help somebody else. Kind means you have to have a little bit of vulnerability, right? If you're kind, you tell somebody what they need to hear, not often what they want to hear, right? Tell them what they want to hear. That's just being nice, being kind. And I think about that in sales. Maybe what you have to say if you're kind is, you know what? I don't think we're going to be the right fit. I don't think we're going to be the right one to help you. Right? Nice is saying, let's keep trying. Let me see if I can cut my price. Let me see if I can help you here. Right? You can be kind without being nice. Right? You can have a gruff exterior. You can be that way. But a lot of kind people want to protect themselves from being taken advantage of. Kind is strong. Nice is weak. In sales, we have to be strong. We have to protect ourselves. Kind people have boundaries. Kind people don't let people do their best, right? To not let people take advantage of them. They choose and pick who they're going to do this for. If you are kind, you can listen to somebody share a problem without feeling like you have to solve it. If you're nice, you just want to make it better for somebody, right? If you're kind, honestly, sometimes the kindest part is that you're willing to listen and to try to understand. Think about that in terms of a sales call. A lot of times the problem the prospect brings you is never the real problem. If you're nice, you want to solve it immediately. You want to jump in and tell them what to do before you've fully explored the problem. What is the real thing? And you give somebody the gift of listening and understanding. Kind means you respect somebody else. If you're nice, it really doesn't really show respect. Nice means you're trying to curry favor back. Kind means you're willing to pour into it what you're willing to pour into it, and you're also willing to walk away. Which one of me is going to show up on a sales call? The one that is nice, that hopes this person likes me, that says, gosh, maybe if we become friends, we can go fishing together, go hunting together, or tell stories or whatever, go on trips together, do stuff. Kind is, I don't care about this person's personal life. I don't care about ever becoming friends with them necessarily. But if there's something that we're talking about that maybe I can help them with, I want to fully understand first and give them the opportunity to fully explain it and explore it. And I am giving them the kindness of listening without trying to solve until we think we fully explored it and the person says they want my help solving it. There can, let me throw something at you here as well. There are social consequences for not being nice. There are social consequences for not being nice. If you are an asshole, right, you can get struck down for that. There are problems with that, right? But if you're not kind, there are no social consequences. It is a choice to be kind. It's a choice to be kind. You don't have to share that with everybody. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. How I want you to cut the BS, cut the niceness out of your sales process. Be kind. Get to the point. Don't waste people's time. Don't waste their time. Dig in deeply to figure out what's wrong without trying to solve. Make sure that if you do get to the point where you have permission to solve, that you make sure they're ready for it, right? And that you tell them the truth. And maybe the truth is, I don't think I can help you. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Go get them. Go be kind. Don't give a shit about being nice. Let me know if I can help you.
Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.